Hello, everyone, and welcome as you are joining. Let me know in the chat. Let me just find the chat here. It'll just take us a second to get going. Hi, Shelley. Thank you. Let me know. I'm guessing you can hear me. I can see myself in the corner of the screen, so that's a good sign. We have visibility and we have audio, which is always a surprise when I'm on a webinar. So thank you for being here. I'm super excited today to talk with you about passive income. So first things first, we have to get this rolling along here. Let me know where you're joining me from. It's always so much fun to see where everybody's joining us from. I know that some are just joining now. Camera is a little shaky. Oh boy. Okay, well, let's just see if it evens out. I'm on the right Wi-Fi. Sun Valley, Idaho. New Orleans. Oh, that is so on my bucket list. New York City. Love, 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 love New York City. I used to shop there for my store. I had a women's clothing store and I shopped there about every 3 months in New York, so it was fun. North Carolina. Like the table is shaking. Interesting. My table isn't shaking. Yeah, we'll see. Shelley, just let me know how it is as we go along, okay? Hopefully it's not that way for everyone. Normally I'm standing up, so I'm sitting down at my standing desk right now. Maybe that's it. Maybe I should be standing up. My Manny Gen self needs some movement, maybe. Okay, so we are going to be talking about passive income, and I would love for you to know, we will talk a little bit in the chat as we go along. I'll try my very best not to get too horribly distracted by it, but sometimes I do have to just kind of check what you guys are saying because it's nice to be in the room with you. So I would love to know if you have any passive income streams set up in your business right now, because human design can be a very hands-on, I don't want to say it's draining because it's super, super fun. I've done 4 hours of readings today, so I'm feeling a little bit like, whew, that was a lot, right? It's a lot to hold people's energy in the room, and it can be something where it's a very time for dollars kind of thing until you have some bigger offers set up in your business. So I would love to know from you if you have something passive set up in your business that you can sell. And I mean, the dream, the way we talk about it is so that we can make money while we sleep, right? But the fact is, you're going to make money when you're awake as well. You're going to make money throughout the week when you're not always hands-on in a reading. Nothing yet. Okay, not yet, not yet, not yet. Well, you guys are in for luck. Make sure you stay till the end because we are going to be talking about something really cool. I'm going to shake the table, Shelley. We're going to be talking about something really cool that we've got cooking up for you at Bodygraph Chart. But it really is something that we want to have going in our businesses. Because we can't always be hands-on, or we're going to, doesn't matter what human design type you are, you can burn out, right? I don't sell reports yet. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So first things first, let's do an icebreaker just to kind of warm us all up and get to know each other. We are a community here and it's nice to be here together and to get to know each other a little bit. So I would love to know from you, this is a super easy icebreaker today. What's your desert island food? If you were stranded on a desert island and you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? You don't have to type in the whole question or anything, but what is your desert island food? What is the food that you would just like walk across broken glass for? And I am embarrassed to say this as a former nutritionist. I guess I'm still a nutritionist, but pineapple, mango, look at you guys with healthy things, cheese, chocolate. These are the people after my own heart. Minus pizza, I have to tell you, I feel so, I feel like a kind of a loser saying that. Pizza, there's more pizza. Yes, look at all the pizza. Pizza or tacos. Yes, 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 yes. Nothing better than pizza, in my opinion. I wish I would get tired of pizza sometimes. Yes, to pizza, pizza, pizza. So I do love me some mango and some pineapple as well, but I got to say my desert island food would have to be pizza. Okay, that has nothing to do with passive income. Let's get to the topic at hand. So what exactly is passive income? So passive income is simply any kind of income that you make that you are not trading time for dollars. And what does time for dollars mean? It means that your service or product that you're offering needs your hands on it in order to deliver it. So if you're making a passive income, there's all kinds of passive income streams that we could have. Direct sales is one industry that comes to mind where people have products that they build up a team over time, or they build up a sales base over time and they have passive income coming in. Maybe you have a recurring, like a membership in your business can be semi-passive. And that's another thing. Okay, this is something that I get kind of crazy about because we tend to talk about passive income like we never have to do anything with it. And the thing is, it still has to be managed a little bit. You have to put the hours in ahead of time to set it up, but then you can have something that is recurring revenue. That's maybe a better term for it than passive income. But a membership can be a recurring revenue stream where it's kind of sort of semi-passive. You know that, if you have 50 members in a membership, you know that you can count on a certain amount of money coming in every month, and you're not for every hour of your time trading X number of dollars. You're popping in when you need to, you're creating products for your membership when you need to, those things. What we offer at Bodygraph Chart is, as you know, is reports. So you can create passive reports that you can sell passively in your business so that you're making money when you're not hands on. And one of the things that I love about these reports as well is not just the fact that they're selling instead of a reading. Oftentimes they're selling the reading for you as well, or they're selling the membership for you as well, or they're selling the offer that you have on the table. That's the perfect passive income product, is a product that people are buying. Lots of times passive products are digital products that we set up in their business, like the Bodygraph Chart report is. And what's beautiful about it is that if you work it correctly, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, you actually use that income report or that passive income report to sell more of your paid products in your business. Let me know if that's making sense for you in the chat. All of a sudden I looked over and saw people still talking about food, and I was a little bit thrown for a second. I'm like, wait, why are we talking about meat and tacos? Yes, okay, so that lands well. We want to be setting it up so that it is selling something else in your business ideally. So let me ask you, and we can talk about it in the chat, what would passive income mean to you? If you had a passive income stream set up in your business, what would that mean for your life? How would you run your business differently? Holly's asking a question in the chat, and I'm trying to read the questions so that people, when they're watching the replay, will get them. So, is our own custom-made report using the Bodygraph platform? Yes, you can use the Bodygraph Chart platform for this to create your passive income reports, to sell your paid reports. You can use templates that are in the marketplace. You can start from scratch, whatever you would like to do with that there. I would be more relaxed about taking a nap when I need to as a manifester. Yes, 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 yes. Definitely, that's something that's important, is that we get to live our lives, right? If we have passive income streams set up, it takes some of the pressure off. So I know for me, I was able to get with Victoria's help, I will shout out Victoria until the cows come home. I was able to get my passive income report finally set up just before Christmas. And there was, in one day, I sold 14 of those reports that I had created. 14. Now I had a big push on at Christmas time, but 14 sold in one day. That was $1,400 in my business right before Christmas. It was magical. And now they continue to sell, right? I have it set up in my business. It's something that's sitting there. And whenever, and we're going to talk about how to promote it today as well, whenever I want to sell something or whenever I want a little infusion of cash in my business, I just have to talk about those paid reports again. I just have to talk about that resource with people, and they will come in and it will start to sell again. So for me, it sometimes means that I can take an afternoon off with my grandkids, that I can choose, 3 days a week that I'm going to be client facing, that I'm going to be front facing. I'm a second line. I need a lot of time on my own. And so I can set it up that I only front face clients on certain days of the week, or I'm going to take, 2 or 3 readings a week, and that's it. And then I can use this passive income stream to still have money coming in. I'm just going to read the chat. It would mean more freedom for me. Building content to have income come in when I'm resting as a projector. I want to help people, but don't want to go back into burnout. Hallelujah. Massive shout out to Victoria. She's so amazing. So, if Victoria, you're here, we all think that you're amazing. I would love to have several passive.
Thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
You're our superhero. I would love to have several passive income streams so that I could do many things that I love and rest as a manifester. I'm creating manual reports for years. I'd love to help setting it up. We're going to have help setting it up. I'm going to talk to you about that at the end. So yeah, there's freedom in having passive income set up. There's freedom in not having to be hands-on in your business all the time. And I'm going to tell you that that's the reason that you're an entrepreneur. The reason that we are entrepreneurs is because we get to be the boss of ourselves. We don't want to be slaves to a 9 to 5 kind of a job. And I mean, maybe you have a 9 to 5 job as well, and you're building this as a side hustle. But how much more freedom would it give you to have this income stream set up in your business? Someone is asking, what if I'm not a writer? Well, that's a great question. So there are templates and places that you can start at in Marketplace. And then you're going to have help with this and support with this in April. So I'll talk to you about that at the end, about how you can come into the Bodygraph support system and be supported in creating your content. And I also want to suggest that your passive income in your business could be something other than a written report, right? You can do visual things, you can do audio things. There's all kinds of things that you could be doing in your business to set up passive income. Okay. So how much I'm following the worksheet. I don't know if I didn't say that in the beginning, so I apologize, but the worksheet is there with your registration link. And I think that Lara was going to be here today, that she could pop the link in. Maybe Victoria can pop the link in for us if you don't have the worksheet. And or you can always grab it later and go back and kind of work this out for your own business. I like to take notes. I'm a note taker, so I always go back to a worksheet. Okay, we will get you the link to that for you. Shelly, we'll get the link to that for you. Oh, there you go. Algus got it for us. Thank you, Algus. Okay. So how much is reasonable to expect in passive income in a month? I get this question a lot, and I'm going to say, like almost everything in life, that depends. If you put your passive income report on your Bodygraph Chart website and you never, ever, ever talk about it, then you will probably sell $0 in your passive income product a month. However, if you, and we will talk about how to do this today, if you are promoting it all the time, if it's top of mind, if you have it on a regular schedule, that you're talking about it in your stories once a week, if people know about it, if they see you working on your paid income or your paid report, if they see you doing that and you bring them along on the journey, if you're sharing reels about, B-roll about you creating this thing, then you have a lot higher chance of selling it. So, I mean, there are people in the Bodygraph Chart community who are using their paid reports. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm getting all of these messages. Thank you. That are making, upwards of $1,000 a month. They're making 5 figures a month by selling their paid income reports. So in my own business, I can say that I can comfortably, it just depends. I mean, we're not going to make income claims here, but it depends. If I push my paid reports, I can easily bring in another $1,000 a month. For you, maybe $500 a month is what's reasonable. Maybe $300 a month is enough. It depends on a lot of factors in your business, right? But the point is that it's going to give you a cushion. It's going to give you a cushion so you don't have to push so hard. It's going to allow you to rest. It's going to allow you to have the cycles where you don't go into burnout in your business. So, of course, when we are creating anything in our businesses, we are going to do what we tell our clients to do, and we are going to follow our human design strategy. That's going to be key to anything, always. And you want to really tune into your community and to see what it is that they're interested in buying. I see people make this mistake all the time in business, where they create something in their business and they just, my son used to say when he was little, pull it out of smooth air. They just pull it out of smooth air, this thing that they're going to create in their business. And, it can even be a course, and they have spent hours and hours and hours and sometimes months and months and months, and they've created this thing in their business that's absolutely beautiful, and it's not what their market wants. So what we're going to start with today is we're going to talk about the importance of market research, because you want to know, what do your people want? What will your people buy? I mean, especially if you're starting out, I think that there are a lot of people. Maybe let me know in the comments how long you've been doing your human design business, because I know that there are a lot of people in our community who are just starting out. And this niche conversation has come up a lot in my world lately. And I think that we kind of have to relax a little bit, just starting brand new. We have to relax a little bit and understand that our niches will find us, and we will find our niches as we settle into our human design business. Now, Karen Curry Parker teaches that you are the niche and human design is the niche. So I think there is a little bit of a degree of that. And the longer that you're doing this, the more you'll find repeating patterns in the people that are coming to you, the more you'll find repeating issues in the people that are coming to you, the more you'll find people that have things in common. And that will kind of guide you and lead you towards the thing that is right for you. But in the beginning, so we've got a lot of people here who are just starting out 10 months in, a year business building, so fairly new. So you're probably still in your niche. Very few of us walk into a new business and know 100% with 100% certainty that this is exactly what we're going to do, and it never changes. You know, when I became a nutritionist, I went back to nutrition school when I was 42, and I thought that I was going to work with kids. That was my heart was with kids. That's the only thing that I wanted to do. And then we got to our case studies and we had to do 12 case studies. And all of my case studies, it was I had 3 children for case studies and the rest were men. And I was like, this is weird. Like, why am I working with men all of a sudden? And that was who I was drawing to me at the time for nutrition help. And then over time, it changed completely to women in perimenopause. So it was very much my experience of life was who I was calling to me. And that may happen in your world too. But whatever is happening in your human design business, just understand that it's leading you to what you're going to be doing in your business, and it's all happening in the right timing. It's all happening, right? We are always right where we need to be in this moment, and it's okay if it takes a little while to find your niche. That said, we want to get really, really good at asking our market what they want to buy before we create it. So the last thing that I want you to be doing, not that it's about me, but the last thing that I want you to be doing is spending all of these hours creating this report that you think you're going to sell in your business and not checking with your community first, not checking with your audience, not checking with your followers to see, is this even something that you want? So how are you going to do that? You can use the poll sticker in your stories. You can ask your audience things in their stories. You know, um, something like I'm thinking of creating something in my. I'm thinking of creating a resource for you about getting your kids to sleep better. Is that something that you'd be interested in? I'm thinking of creating something to talk about health and human design. Is that something that you would be interested in? Or you could ask, are you more interested in relationships, health, career, whatever? You can ask any kind of questions like that, but your stories is a really good place. Another thing is coffee chats, especially if you're a fourth line profile. My fourth line clients absolutely love to get in connection chats and coffee chats and conversations. It's so fun to watch, and maybe that's you, and maybe it's not. But some people really love to have coffee chats, to have in-person chats, or Zoom conversations, a chat where you're actually asking your ideal clients, your ideal audience members, questions about what they would buy. And I mean, you may not say it like, would you buy this? But you can say that, would you buy this? But also like what trouble, what problems, what issues are coming up for them? What do they need your help with? Because we know that human design can help with, I've yet to find something that human design can't help with. So it can help with so many things. So you really want to narrow it down and see what are your ideal fit clients coming to you with. What do they want help with? If you have an email list, you can send out an email survey. You can send out a survey with Google Forms even, and you can even send it out if you don't have an email list yet. You can send it out to the contacts in your own email, your personal email. You can say, hey, as you know, or you may not know, I've started a new business and I'm getting ready to start creating things in my business. Can you help me by answering a couple of questions? And then send a Google form. I mean, Google forms are really, really easy. The responses come in really easily. If you need help with that, we can talk about it in our April event, which I'll be talking to you about here. So make a list for yourself of some ways that you can do market research. And I think as business owners, we should always be doing market research. So even when you're out and about and you're meeting friends in real life, or you're sitting with family in real life, what are people talking about? What issues are coming up for them over and over and over again? If you work a regular 9 to 5 job, what's coming up in the office space? What kinds of things are people dealing with that you could help them with human design? And then what do you most love to talk about? What do you most love to coach people through? What do you most love to guide them through? There are some people in the human design space who work only with a certain type. Is that something that you want to do? Because that's okay. Like, you have to let it be okay, whatever it is that you're drawn to. So if you want to work with projectors, if you want to work with projectors building businesses, then I'm going to lovingly ask you not to create a paid report that serves generators. It seems so obvious, but we try to cast this net where we are, where we're serving everyone, and then we're just not hitting it quite right. Okay. So what do you love to teach, to coach, to guide people through? What's your very, 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 very favorite thing with human design? And then this is a big thing as well. Bear with me for a second. What paid offers do you have in your business? So in the very beginning of our session, I said that you want your passive income product or your paid income report to tie in a perfect world, it's going to tie in and sell more of your bigger offers. That's the dream, right? That's the goal. So instead of creating something that's completely unrelated to your business, so let's say that you have, let's say that you deal with women at midlife who are in burnout. That is the focus of your business. That's who you love doing readings with. You have a paid program where you're dealing with women who are in burnout at midlife. And then you create a paid income report, and it's about how to sleep better. I mean, yes, sleeping better goes along with burnout, but you really want this paid product to lead into your other paid products. Is that making sense? I've got a big I'll read that in a little bit, Shelley, okay? Because I don't want to distract myself too much. Shelley's got a good post there in the chat for you. And so think about what are your paid offers that you have in your business, and then work your way backwards. Who's your dream client? Who's your audience that's following you now? What do they say they want help with? What do you love to teach? And what would lead them further on the path? What would get them closer to a reading? So a question that I get a lot from human design practitioners is, so mine is called a manuscript. My paid report that I have right now is called a manuscript. And it covers basically every part of a person's design, almost every part of their design. And the question that I get a lot from human design practitioners is, doesn't that take away from your readings? And I would say no. Almost everyone who purchases a manuscript goes on to purchase a reading. And almost everyone who has a reading goes on to purchase a manuscript. I have an upsell, which is something that you can consider with your paid report if it connects really well with a reading or with your offer, that you can offer it at a discount on top of the reading. So it becomes an upsell, or you can offer it included in your reading. You can do whatever you want. You're the boss of your own business. But I don't find that I find that the manuscript, in my case, the paid report, whatever your paid report is going to be, you want it to be a part of your ecosystem in your business, so that when you have a website in your human design business, people are getting choices. Like, I had someone say to me this week, we had a conversation on social media, and she said, I don't want to create a paid report because it's going to take away from people working with me in a reading. I would rather talk to them, and she does discovery calls for readings, and I'm going to talk to them for free and bring them into a reading. And I'm like, I kind of think that's backwards, because we know statistics show us that the more people spend with you, the more that they will spend with you. So it's that 80-20 rule, right? The people who are going to make up for 80% of the business, of the income in your business, are going to be 20% of your people. And same with like 80% of your effort, 20% of your effort is going to be 80% of your results. So in this case, she was kind of questioning me on, like, I don't think that makes sense to have that paid report. And I'm like, but it actually increases my business. So that's what you want to think about as you're looking for a paid income product, is that you want to create something that is going to entice people more to buy the full thing. And we know that human design is about interpretation, right? How I'm going to actually ask you this. I will answer your question in a second. I would love to have this discussion in the chat. How many human design reports have you bought in the course of your lifetime? Did you buy, I'm going to ask a couple questions, but did you buy like one report and then you're like, okay, I'm good. I know everything I need to know about human design? Two, one, two, three, zero, zero. Interesting. The zero, zero. Interesting. Three, had personal readings. Yes. See readings plural. One, two, zero, one. Oh my God, I've bought many and I've had readings. Thank you, Carrie. You're my people. 6 readings. Yes. So I find not everybody, but there are a lot of us who will go for more than one paid reading. I've had 3 paid readings, 4 readings, someone is saying. Yeah. So I've had paid readings. I buy like tons and tons and tons of human design reports, even now, because it's so fascinating. Everyone loves to learn about themselves. We all love to learn about ourselves. And it's just neat to see different people's spin on it. Like there's no one right answer in human design, right? It's going to be about interpretation. It's going to be like, oh, I would love to look at it through the lens. Someone has said in the chat that they're a mental projector. I would love to know what a mental projector thinks about this. I would love to know what an emotional generator thinks about this. I would love to know what a 6-line profile, how that processes through them. Like it's just different. Um, uh, Someone is saying I went to a personal reading and 5 hours of coaching. Yeah, like we are our own mysteries, right? We are our biggest mysteries. So I don't think you have to worry about your paid report taking away from something else. And then the other thing is it's often like a nice landing place for people in your business because we can sometimes this is actually something that I'm working on for social media content right now. We can sometimes think that we just need to keep piling up the free stuff on people. And we keep educating and educating and educating and educating and educating, and we're loading up all of this free information on them. And then there's never any reason for them to buy something from us. Whereas if they buy something from us, it just kind of starts them on that path with us. It kind of gets them into the pathway in our business. It builds a pathway, gives them steps. I'm burned out with giving and giving and giving, Carrie says in the chat. Hallelujah. Thank you for saying that, Carrie. Yes. I think that this is one of the mistakes that we make. It's really easy to make this mistake in the human design business because human design, there are so many moving parts, and you could teach about human design for the rest of your life and never cover it all. And I think that it's something that people seem to want more and more and more and more information on. But them having more information doesn't necessarily equate to them living their design and moving themselves forward. Sometimes I think when we are pouring all of this free information out, we can end up kind of confusing things more for them, and or we can make them think that, okay, I've got enough information now, I've got it solved. And you know how valuable it is to get in the room with you in a reading or coaching session or whatever it is that you offer. That's the gold in the human design, right? Is to be able to sit with someone in the room and to be able to have them look at your chart and have a conversation with you, see how your conditioning is playing out, um, see how you're standing in your gifts, see how you're letting your shadows come into play, see the fears that are holding you back. That's the gold in human design. It's not reading another Instagram post about what you're doing with your open head center or how your 5th-line profile is showing up in your life necessarily. So we can get so burnt out from doing all that free stuff. So take all of that energy that you're putting into creating all of this free stuff and start to start to feel your way through, start to, whatever your authority is, start to run it through your authority and see what would be right for me. But take all of the information from your audience too, so that you know what they're actually willing to buy, because you don't want to spend hours creating a report and then have crickets. I'm just going to go back up in the chat. Forgive me for a second because I said that I would answer this. So I thought somebody asked a writing question in here about writing reports. So if you can pop that in again for me, I will. I promise that I will look at that and and make sure that I answer it, okay? Okay, so how much to sell your report for? I'm going to say that that depends, just like everything else. But I think a good place to start is you want to look at how robust your report is, and you want to look at what other reports are selling for on the marketplace a little bit, but only a little bit, okay? Because your audience is completely different. The country that you live in is probably different than some of the people that you're comparing it to. The baseline income may be different. The expenses may be different. Like I'm in Canada and everything costs $1 million here, so it's maybe different than in another country. Um, and about to go up on April 1st. But that's something that you can consider is like what, and then you want to look at how much have I put into this? How much, and not how much information, not how much content necessarily, but how much room for transformation is there in this? Because that's what I think that we need to be thinking about when we are doing these reports is how can someone actually use this information to make their life better? Because it's not about just piling more information on people. The other thing that you can consider is what are your other services? What are you selling your other services for in your business? So if your reading is $4.97 and your paid report is $37, that may be more of a gap than you need. You know, maybe a 97 or a 111 or something like that might be a little bit easier to close that gap. But you want it to make sense where there's little different increments along the way for people to grab it. And we can talk about that in our April session as well. So I'm going to read this question. So the question coming in the chat is, have you written all the content in your manuscript, or do you use some of the content generated through Bodygraph? I am a writer. I'm a copywriter and an actual writer. So I write my own content. But there are templates there that, you know, just like we did with the lead magnets in the boot camp, where you could go through and tweak it. So if you're someone who needs a place to start, then you can go in and start with something that's already there. ChatGPT can be a really great place to get started. And I do have a podcast episode about this. I think it's called How to Use AI Without It Stealing Your Voice. And I go through for each type how to use AI specifically, like prompts to use to ask AI or how to use it to get you started. So ChatGPT can be, or whatever chat service you use, can be a really great thing to get you started. And then I still think that you want to zhuzh it. I think that AI content is pretty recognizable, and you know people can up on it really quickly when you see a lot of people can pick up on it really quickly, excuse me, when you're using ChatGPT for everything, but you can use it for a starting point for sure. I've noticed many people have dabbled in human design but don't really know how to live it, so it doesn't need to be complex. Oh yes, 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 so much, Richard. Yes. Oh, this is something that I talk about a lot in my content is like just because you know your design doesn't mean you're actually living it. And you know, I had a podcast guest this week and she's been living her experiment for I think she said 5 or 6 years. And she was asking these questions and she's a manifesting generator and I said, "Okay, do you know what your sacral response feels like?" And she had no idea. So it's like we have to sometimes go back to the very, very, very basics. And sometimes that's how we serve our people best is by going back to the very, very basics and showing them how to actually live their design. Because there's a lot of people online, blah, 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 with information about human design, but it's not really moving people forward in their experiment, right? It's like all of these undefined heads that just keep wanting information, wanting information. Is there somewhere we can report typos and incorrect words in the generated reports? Absolutely, you can. So anything at all bodygraph related, and I'll get one of the girls to pop this in the chat, or Algus, sorry, to pop this in the chat. It's support@bodygraphchart.com. If you pop anything into support@bodygraphchart.com, somebody already answered. Thank you, Algus. You guys are way ahead of it. Okay. All right. So then once we have your report created, once you have, you know, flushed out what you're going to create for your report, you want to promote it. That is going to be the biggest key to making passive income in your business, is actually promoting the thing. So many times people create something in their business and just leave it on their website. And I don't care if it's a paid offer, a human design reading, a mini reading, some sort of a coaching session with you, or a paid report. You have to talk about it. People have to know that it's there, because they're not going to just be sitting around. I mean, when was the last time you were bored, right? They're not going to be just sitting around bored going, I wonder whose website I could go and check out today. Like, that doesn't happen in real life. So yes, the offers can be on your website, but you have to direct people to them all the time. All the time. You want to be top of mind. So if you take nothing else away from this, top of mind. Say that to yourself 100 times. Top of mind, top of mind, top of mind. You want to be the first person that someone thinks of when they think of human design. If you are a coach of midlife women, you want to be the first coach the first person that they think of who can help them through a problem that they're having at midlife. If you're a business coach, you want to be the first person that comes to mind when they're having an issue in their business. Whatever it is that you do, you want to be just kind of omnipresent. You want to be always there, that you're the first person they think of. How could they possibly think of anyone else? And you do that by talking about the thing that you created. So I love to have people set up a schedule for stories, and you don't have to set it up in a scheduler if you don't want to. You can just keep this as a note. Like, I am so lame on this stuff, on technology. I have my Google Calendar, and I put like a little 15-minute slot where I have to do these things. Some things are in my social media scheduler, but some things I just like make a note for myself. Okay, today's the day that you're going to do this. Today's the day that you're going to do that. This isn't to do with paid income reports, but when was the last time you shared a testimonial in your social media? Because that's something that I feel like I know I forget to do a lot. So now I've set it up that every Friday I'm sharing some sort of a testimonial. So we have to talk about what we're doing in our business, and we have to share what other people are talking about that we're doing in our business. So if you have testimonials, if someone gets your paid report and sends you a message and says, "Oh my gosh, you were so bang on about the sleep piece." That's always the thing that catches me up, is that I don't lie down before it's time to go to sleep, and then I can't sleep. My mind is like it's on a hamster wheel, or like whatever the case may be. I'm just making things up here, obviously. But when people talk to you about how great something is that you've done, take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. You can ask them if they mind if you share, or you can share it and cross off their name. You can also use that line, what people are saying about, you're not going to say my paid income product. Okay. It's going to have a name. You're going to create a name for it, but what people have to say about blank, and then just do some one-liners about what people have said. Talk about I hate using the word problems all the time, but talk about the problems or the issues that your paid product helps them with. Let them know what to expect once they get it. Like, we have to start spinning it. We want to address a problem that it's solving and give them a juicy benefit. Tell them something really great that they're going to get out of this thing, instead of, okay, so in my case, I'll use me as an example. Nobody cares what a human design manuscript is. Like, if I just say, grab your human design manuscript on my stories, that means nothing to people. It might mean something to you because you're a human design reader, but for the rest of my audience, that doesn't mean anything to them. But if I say to them, unpack your entire human design in 70 pages, here's 70 pages that are completely focused on you. In this report, I walk you through where you've been conditioned to believe you're something that you're not. All of the places that show you that that lead you to feel like you're too much. The reason that you have a hard time sleeping, or like, I'm making these up as I go. But if I start to talk about it in a way that actually shows people, oh my gosh, I can get that from there, that's what they want to hear. So jot down, if you've got the worksheet now, or you can grab it after, jot down some ways that you're going to start to promote your passive income product once you have it made. And remember to bring them on the journey with you now. So if you are starting to create your paid report, and you will be in April, because I'm going to talk about that next, but when you're ready to start creating your paid report, remember to post about it. Ask people to contribute. What's the biggest issue you're dealing with now around your career? What's the biggest issue you're dealing with now around burnout? What's the biggest issue you're dealing with now around raising your kids in a crazy world? whatever it is, but what's the biggest issue about? And give them some space to answer you, because people love to talk about what they are struggling with. And that is excellent market research for you. And it's getting you content so that you're bringing people on the journey so that they're following along with you and you're creating excitement for them. You're someone that they want to follow. Remember, you're somebody's Oprah. It's weird when somebody thinks that you're so badass and so good at what you do, and they're paying attention to what you do, but they are. You're here for a reason, and people are following you for a reason. So give them a reason to follow you. Okay, I'm going to just check the chat one more time, and then we're going to talk about what's coming up in April. Okay, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat now, and I will go through them. Okay, there's some links in there from the team showing you where you can get some help on creating some things. We're going to talk about April. So we have something really exciting happening. It starts, I know we changed the date, and I skipped a step and didn't double check it. I think it's April 12th. Can one of you guys correct me in the chat if that's wrong? But it's 3 weeks. It's 21 days to create your paid report. So what we're going to be doing over the course of 21 days is that we are going to have 6 calls, 2 calls a week. Oh, thank you so much, Victoria. 16th of April. We're going to have 2 calls a week. One on Tuesday morning, my time. I'm in Eastern time zone. So one on Tuesday mornings and one on Thursday afternoon, so that hopefully we can catch a lot of time zones. All of the calls will be recorded and posted for you. What these calls are is that there'll be a little bit of training around whatever you need to be working on your paid report, and a whole lot of co-working. So if you're someone who loves to be in the energy of other people and who loves to have support around you as you're creating something, that's what this is. It is a VIP experience for you. It's 100% free. It's included in the price of your Bodygraph Chart subscription. There's no extra charge for this at all. You saw how, hopefully, you were a part of boot camp and you saw everything that you got done in 5 days. Imagine if you had 3 weeks of support. So we will have tech on a lot of the calls. So they'll be there if you're running into some tech issues. I'm also going to have my VA and maybe Victoria, if I'm lucky, walk me through some of the more technical aspects of Bodygraph Chart, because I'm lucky that I get to have someone else do that for me, because you guys have seen me touch tech. But I will be able to help you write. I am a writer, and I will be able to help you write. I'm human design informed. So you will have that support there, and then you'll help each other. You saw how that happened in boot camp on the calls, right? Where there was one call where Victoria had to leave, and there were 2 other participants who were helping this guy with his tech. So this is a beautiful community, and we're just going to lean on each other for support as we create our paid income reports, so that you can have a passive income stream in your business, maybe even before the end of April, but as early as the end of April. I think we finish up on May 2nd. And by then, you should be able to have at least one paid report available in your business. And as we go through the 3 weeks together, I will be prompting you. I'll be like standing over you, cracking the whip, but I'll be prompting you to bring people on your journey, to put that B-roll up on your stories, to talk about what you're doing, to do some market research as you go along, to show people this is what I'm creating. Aren't you excited about this? We'll be doing all of that as we go along, so that by the time your report is ready, you will have primed people to buy your report. Okay. So very, very exciting things happening. The link is in the chat there for you, where you can register. And then we will communicate in the Facebook group as we go along through the VIP experience. And you'll be getting emails. So not a ton of emails, but probably a couple of emails a week over the course of that 3-week period, just to keep you on track and to give you someone on the other end of the line when you're working and you're not in the co-working session that you can reach out to if you need some help and support. Okay. So people are saying in the chat, thank you. I just signed up for this. Yes, 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 yes. Victoria is saying she's always by our side. Yes. Thank you, Victoria. We love you for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, I'll stay on for another minute or so. And if you need to jump off, that's okay. But I'll stay here and just keep an eye on the chat in case you have anything that's coming up for you around passive income, creating passive income in your business, around paid reports. Victoria and Algus are here as well. If you have a quick little tech question, I need this, just signed up. Yes, awesome, 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 awesome. So thank you for spending some time with us this afternoon or this evening, depending on where you are. What are your thoughts about having multiple paid reports? How? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, it's something that I need to do. Claudia, there's a link to sign up just a little bit higher in the chat. Victoria posted it and she said you can register here. So if you scroll up, you'll be able to see that. It's also on the Bodygraph Chart website and you'll be getting emails to sign up for it. So Carrie, my thoughts on having multiple paid reports? Yes. I think yes. Yes, 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 yes. We need to have a lot of things. Well, okay. I was going to say we need to have a lot. We don't need to have a lot of things in our business, but I think that there is benefit to having more than one thing for sale in your business as well. And then I think that for every big paid offer you have, having a pathway to it is really a great idea. So in your nurture sequence, you might have a link to, say, a little mini paid report that you made up that's $27. That's pretty general. And then maybe you're launching a course and you'll have another paid income product that kind of teases that out. And then you have a mastermind and maybe you have something else that kind of leads the way to that. So I think there's all, just like all kinds of lead magnets, there's all kinds of different paid reports that you could do. And you may serve different avatars in your business, especially when you're just starting out. You may serve different avatars in your business and your avatars may have different concerns. So this isn't a big focus in my business, but because I have a holistic health background and I have a business background, I sometimes will have different streams in my business where I've got like a consumer pathway and a business pathway. So having more than one paid report, I think, is an excellent idea. I don't think you can overdo it. That was a long answer, wasn't it? Went all around the mulberry bush on that one. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's any more questions in the chat. So I thank you so much for being here tonight, and I look forward to seeing you. We will have another, oh, maybe we won't. This is already the end of March. How did that happen? We'll see you in April in the revenue reports to revenue, the 21-day reports to revenue challenge. Thanks for being here.